Small screws on the lathe done by a non-machinist. So I've got this screw here and I want to cut it down. This is currently 600 thou long and it's a 1224 pitch and I want it cut down to 10 millimeters. Well, I've got this piece here that's been floating around in my junk drawer, and I've used this for this same purpose of a smaller screw in the past. So most of these features were already cut. This saw cut here just gives you some clamping force. That's what that saw cut does. This recess here doesn't necessarily have to be here. That must have been there for something. That was already there. But what I did was I measured from this. Let me find a good pointy tool. There we go. I measured from this face here to this face, and what I needed was 10 millimeters. So I adjusted that and I cut that down, and that is currently from here. So when I put this in here, cinch that up. When I cut this off right here, I'm looking at 10 millimeters. So let's take this. I'm not going to go all the way in there with it because I'm going to need some room. And this doesn't have to be super precise for what I'm doing, but that'll give me 10 mil. So also how I'm going to cut this thing is I'm using basically a mini lathe. It's a little bit larger, I guess, than your standard mini lathe. But when I part things, my cutoff tool, I've got it in here upside down. You can probably tell. Instead of seeing the blade, the cutting part up like this, and this was a broken, trashed one, I flip it over, and then I put my lathe in reverse. It's coming this way. Actually, it's going this way. And that seems to have a better effect. No chatter, a lot less chatter. I basically don't get any. So I've got that in there. Like I said, you've got the saw cut. I threaded this hole. This was, I already said it was in my junk drawer. I wound up just threading that hole for 1224 over whatever it was. I don't have a clue what it was. So I'm going to put the lathe in reverse, and I'm going to part this off real quick. And again, I'm not a machinist. This is just a guy in his garage. Let's do this. Just going nice and slow. Whoops. Whoopsie. Got a little close. So there's that. I've got that dimension done. So now what I need to do, let's take all this out, is I need to turn the head of the screw down. And I'm not going to use my the part off tool because it will loosen this instead of keeping it tight. So what I'm going to do is I pulled this out of here. I'm just going to flip it to the other side. I need to put a chamfer on that. We'll do that next. I'm going to thread it back in on this other side. If you were just learning, trying to figure out how to cut down a screw in a lathe, we're done. That lesson is over. But what I'm going to do now So I'm going to take this, snug that up a bit. Make sure my lathe is in forward. And now what I'm going to do is cut this down where I want it. Let's zero this out. There we go. Now I can figure out what I need to cut off of that. We're in forward. All right, so that's done. Now what I've got is I've got this head in here. And what I really need to do is, so now this shoulder here is going to be pretty sharp, so I need to cut that shoulder, put a little chamfer on that just to cut that, and I'd like to put a chamfer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the chamfer on the actual bolt first. I'm just going to get this in here somewhat close, because this is not going to be a heavy operation. I'm going to turn the speed down a little bit. I'm just going to hit this with a file. And I'm sure that's plenty good there. Let's see. Yeah, no problem. And then I don't really have to worry about this edge, but just for usability reasons, I kind of want to break that, right? I just do. What's the best way? Tell you what. So what I'm going to do. Actually, let's just do that on the lathe. Let's see if I can. I was going to use the drill. I'm just ever so gently. Going to take that up, run the speed down. Trying to keep that off the chuck. I'm off camera, aren't I? It's still, threads are still good. Let's see how well it works in the project. So it's going in right here. There we go. Donezo. What I really need to do now is blue the edges of this so that it doesn't get rusty. But that's exactly what I was looking for. So there you go. There's how one guy shortens and thins out a screw. All right then. Thanks for watching.